A lot of times when we think of social media, we automatically go to the negative aspects. But like I said, it's not going anywhere. It's going to be around. We have to figure out how to navigate it for ourselves as clinicians and figure out how to communicate and provide some therapeutic support for our clients who are dealing with this. So, learning opportunities, the amount of information that adolescents have access to from the positive aspect is astounding, and the immediacy of the information that they have access to. For those of you who are in my age group, I'm not sure if you remember, but we had to go pull out, if you had a encyclopedia books in your home, you had to pull out the encyclopedia. That was usually the first stop. The next stop was this thing called a library. That a lot of people, a lot of our adolescents may or may not know anything about. But yeah, this really amazing building that had like a lot of different books, and it had like a librarian and a catalog where you had to go look at numbers and figure out where the book was located in this amazing big place where they have these things called books, right? So learning opportunities is definitely there. They have access to it. It's 24/7. They can network. A lot of the platforms provide the opportunities to develop groups. So if there was a group of adolescents who enjoyed watching cricket, they could develop their own cricket group. So the ability to network with like-minded adolescents is really, really powerful, especially in a time where a lot of our adolescents are feeling isolated. Okay. Self-expression. You get to pick the pictures that you want to post, your outfit, what emoji you're going to use after particular words. With TikTok is the mothership of self-expression. You get to pick the music. Once again, there are apps. You can have green screens behind you. All of these cool things where you can do some self-expression. Digital presence. One of the things that you may or may not be aware of is as adolescents are reaching the age of high school, looking to go to college, it's not just about what your application says. It's not just about your volunteer, what groups that you participated in, your charity work. It's also about your digital presence. Colleges are looking for that now. And something to talk with adolescents about is being mindful of what you're putting out there. How are you, quote unquote, branding yourself? Because they're looking for this. Applications now may ask you for your gram to be able to quickly see what your digital presence looks like. And we're not even going to talk about Google. One of the things I encourage everyone to do, clinicians and talking with your adolescents about it as well, is if you haven't, Google yourself. Stuff that you posted somewhere on the internet, like I said, it never goes away, good, bad, or indifferent. But taking that time to Google yourself and see what comes up. Also to connection, the sense of belonging. We talked about those groups and the global access. They have it's the epitome of pen pal. Back in the day, I had a pen pal with a young lady from China. We used to write each other letters back and forth, and we had to wait weeks to be able to get the letters to each other and back to each other and read and respond. It was an amazing experience talking about the different culture and the day-to-day life that she had versus mine. It was an amazing experience. It's part of one of the reasons why I love travel and being exposed to different cultures now. This is pen pal on steroids. Global access, immediate, on social media platforms. They could be talking to anyone in the world that has access to a device and the internet. So it exposes our adolescents to cultures and worlds and day-to-day lives that they may not necessarily have had access to. I'm gonna check in real quick. Okay. I know it's a complex issue, but I had a client that was getting manipulated along with others her age by a popular teenager who was switching her pronoun daily. And if you did not keep up with the social media, oh yeah, you were shamed if you used the wrong one. Very complex. That definitely would heighten the FOMO, because this is like a real situation where you're being chastised for not keeping up with a particular situation, but really gave me a sour taste for how it can impact. Absolutely. Absolutely, Michelle. Thank you for sharing. I see a big increase in absolutely, and Alexander, long distance relationship. Technology and our adolescents are not excluded from long distance relationship situations. I've had clients I have a client now, they are dating someone who lives in Michigan. They're in Florida. So they use technology, and their particular social media platform is TikTok. TikTok, Twitter. They use Twitter to communicate back and forth. So yes, talking with our adolescents about relationships, making sure you have an opportunity to verify that this is who this person says they are, because privacy issues and being caught in situations that may seem to be one thing and not is a real situation. All righty, so negative impact of social media. Of course, this is our go-to. This is what we automatically focus on. Excessive social media use is linked to, of course, anxiety, depression. Cyberbullying affects in between 15 to 20% of adolescents. And 66% of parents are concerned about the amount of time that their teens are spending on their screens. And most of the time when a teen is on their screen, they are interacting on social media or playing video games. That's the second contender, but the number one is social media. So this is what we have to face as clinicians: privacy issues, making sure that our adolescents are not posting. We talked about going back to school, and to the parents out there and to the parents of our clients, making sure that we have a conversation with them about privacy and safety when it comes to posting school pictures. Do you have on your uniform? Does your uniform say your school name? Being mindful that even school colors can narrow down where our kids might be going to school. So being mindful of what's in the background when you take pictures. Are you sharing your password? Do you have your home address in the background of a picture? And you're saying, hi guys, this is Tennille filming in front of my house for my first day of school. And now somebody, whoever sees that post, knows that that's your house, one. And two, your house number is right behind you. And they could take any clues from weather to what you're wearing because what we wear in Florida might be very different than what we wear in New York. People are very good at the hunt. So we have to be mindful and aware of the privacy issues. Of course, addiction, self-esteem, because of that comparison to an unrealistic beauty standard. The highlight reel, this is a term I use with my adolescents, the highlight reel. You're comparing yourself to someone's best day. Very rare are you seeing people post, especially on the gram, with all the filters and all the things that happen on the gram. Remember, the gram is visually focused, so we really are honing in on this curated image. You're comparing your probably worst day to somebody's best day. How does that impact your self-esteem? They don't post their bad days. They don't post when the hair doesn't fall right. They don't post when they don't feel confident about their outfit. It wasn't vibing right. They really didn't like the shoes, or they're not posting the bad. They're just posting the highlight reels. They're putting their best foot forward. And that is what everyone is comparing. Our adolescents are comparing, adults too, adolescents are comparing themselves to. It interferes with real life social interactions. Like I talked about, you see them, they're sitting right beside each other. They won't even look up. They're talking to each other through social media in their presence. And of course, the curated image, how much time is spent on finding the right outfit, finding the right lighting, finding the right angle, making sure that the visual that they're putting out there on their social media is the best that they can put out there.